And now it's time for today's daily forecast with EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martrich.
Hey, good morning to you. It is Tuesday, August 7th, and we have another hot day ahead of us today, but we are going to have some areas get into some isolated thunderstorm activity today. We're just going to list the threat as isolated because I think that is going to be the case as the cold front is going to be off to the north and west. I'm going to show you the NAM high-res future simulated radar very shortly, which is not thrilled at all. This is the latest 0Z run that ran this evening. But the cold front is going to be back up here by Erie, so all the forcing and the most activity is going to be in northwestern Pennsylvania. And our area, I think, is going to be more isolated. As we get into later in the day, you can see that here. It gets to, maybe to our western counties. I think if you're going to have an area that has the highest chance to see something, it would be out here in central Pennsylvania. Further east, it's going to be very isolated. So let's go over the NAM high-res future simulated radar. I'm going to start this off at 2 p.m. You can see some of that activity here in south central Pennsylvania here at 2 p.m. And as we move forward through time, it's going to move eastward. You can see, again, there's just as isolated stuff here at 5 p.m. and a little bit further east, there's some stuff running ahead of that main line. But overall, not a real big deal. And you can see some more isolated to widely scattered activity taking place here during the evening hours. This is now looking at 8 p.m., 9, 10, and then once we get into the overnight, this starts to fall apart. So I'm not sure it's going to be this isolated. I mean, this is really isolated, but the shear values are very low. And when you're talking about under 20 knots of shear, these aren't really going to congeal or sustain themselves very long. So, but any of these storms could produce frequent lightning, so maybe some gusty winds. Lapse rates aren't really too good either. So it's going to take something very robust in an individual cell for something to get going here, it looks like. And there could also be some locally heavy rainfall with any thunderstorm that does hit your area, but most areas are going to stay dry since this is considered isolated or widely scattered. So you have about a 30 or maybe 40% chance of seeing a thunderstorm. But that also means that you have a 60 or 70% chance of staying dry. So odds are you're going to stay dry, but some areas will get into that thunderstorm activity this afternoon. As we go a little bit further, though, we get into Wednesday, and Wednesday is going to be a little bit different because we're going to have more scattered activity moving toward the region, and that's because the cold front is going to finally move eastward. You can see scattered activity along the cold front. This is the actual cold front, not the, and it's going to be a little situated further east, and that's going to give us scattered activity. Now, the new NAM also is not thrilled with any activity during the day and holds it off until the evening and overnight. I think it is going to be later in the day. I don't know if it's that late. Again, I think the NAM's having a little bit of some timing issues and some sync issues as far as what is going to be happening on each day, but it doesn't really have too much activity on Wednesday until the overnight. I don't think it's going to be that late. I think it's going to be later in the day and the evening hours here, like maybe a 3 to 9 p.m. window, something like that, maybe going a little bit beyond that in some places. But I think it will be a little bit more scattered activity with the cold front. Shear is still going to be low here on Wednesday, however, so I don't think I'm not expecting a big dangerous line coming across the state that you can see from many miles away. Nothing like that. And any severe weather would be very marginal at best. So this is going to end effectively end the current heat that we've been experiencing over the last couple of days. The heat and humidity are going to lower behind this front as this moves through. And we're going to have a couple nice days after that as we get to Thursday and Friday. Both mostly sunny days we're expecting. Here's a look at Thursday. Mostly sunny skies. We're going to have a northwesterly wind, low humidity, temperatures in the middle 80s. So not a bad day at all. Might get a little bit higher than that as far as air temperature further south and east, but maybe 87 or 88, something like that, down further closer to Philadelphia, maybe points south and east from there. But once we get into Thursday, we have another little front trying to work its way in from the northwest, but that's not going to affect our area. It looks like we're going to be mostly sunny once again. I actually want to frame too far here. Here's a look at Friday. You can see partly to mostly sunny skies. Still kind of low humidity, though. Winds out of the west, northwest, or northwest. So Friday will be a nice day as well. And then once we get into Saturday, we're going to have some thunderstorm chances start coming in the picture. Now, this is not pictured in this particular image. You just see some scattered activity. There is actually a trough that's situated kind of like this, okay? And like kind of an upper level low feature, upper level trough that's sitting out here over the Great Lakes and northern Ohio Valley. And out ahead on the eastern periphery of that, we're going to get some scattered activity in here for Saturday. This might go into early next week. We're going to keep thunderstorm chances, about 40% chances of scattered thunderstorms in most areas on Saturday. Here's Saturday. Here is Sunday, and it looks a little more isolated here Sunday. Actually, the GFS doesn't have anything for Sunday, so that's a very distinct possibility for Sunday also. And then once we get into Monday, we get more scattered activity moving in from the west later in the day, and hopefully this kicks this all out pretty quickly, so by the time we get to Tuesday, we're dry. But we're going to keep that opportunity for some scattered activity in the Saturday, Sunday, and Monday forecast. But again, this isn't a washout on any given day. This is just giving the opportunity for a pop-up thunderstorm at any time during that period. And we'll narrow that down with coming videos throughout this week. So as we get a better sense of what's going to happen on each and every day. Yesterday looked like Sunday was going to be the worst day. Today it looks like it's going to be the driest day. So these change every day, and that's why we do these daily forecast videos. So just keep following along throughout the week, and we'll give you a better idea of the weekend as we get a little bit closer. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Marchers. That is your outlook for August 7th, 2018. Have a great Tuesday.